bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I will stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I will stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. At the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I will stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit, like, constantly.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
On the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this 19 December, the last Nog stash, yeah. White Russian, cause you know me, man. If I'm going to have some eggnog, I'm going to spice it up with a little bit of bourbon, right? You know what I'm saying? Throw some, make it spicy. Anyways, yeah, broadcasted live deep within the basement of the Pentagon, maybe in Area 51, maybe in the Alamo somewhere in the corner. Maybe in some bunker out in Casey Mo, next to the missiles in Lawrence, Kansas. Or maybe Cheyenne Mountain, this is where the Stargate's at. Or Vandenberg Space Force Base. Yeah. Welcome to Sergeant's Time. Spanky's not here tonight, so I'm gonna go a tad bit unhinged. Normally Spanky go through some how do I say this? We go through, I don't want to say we just go through topics. We don't really have a script. We just go through topics of what we're gonna discuss. And then after that, we then discuss and blah, blah, blah. So it's unabridged, you know, it's unfiltered, it's unadulterated, it is pure. Let's drink till we take down all the groans. That's right, Gary, for real. So what is, or San Francisco or Dallas, Fort Worth? Yeah. So tonight, she's off. So she'll, you know, you're not going to see her until next year. So I am just going to sit here and just talk shit. For the standard showtime. So nothing real. Of course, I will come to the points of specific Army, news that we have. I'm just gonna say right now, y'all are fucking out of control on fucking TikToks. I'm just gonna say this right now, out of control. I have seen some TikToks that like, stitch coming, cool. I have seen some TikToks where the individuals that are doing said stitches in TikTok are also in the inbox complaining about us not posting soldiers doing TikToks in uniform, even though they're the ones that do TikToks in uniform. Does that make sense? What do you hear? What do you say? A balance of budget. Yeah, that's I am going to, so we can say Donza. Yeah, you can say Donza, behoove, caveat, blue cords, not the network cable, but actual grunts. You could talk about that. You could throw in some spicy comments in there and Spanky. Unless, I don't know, I think if you say Spanky 3 times, she might be flying in the chats and stuff and telling you guys to knock it off. But anyways, so it looks like, well, I don't know. Should I say this? I don't know. I was gonna say, so one story I could say will funnel into another story. because I was going to talk about AER, and then we're talking about the government shutdown. So is that too soon? Too much of a, like, pretty fucked up to talk about AER and then talk about you know, the what's happening in Congress currently right now. So this was a segment. I'll do both. Fuck it. We'll start with AER. Normally the quick news that I can get out to discuss AER or anything that has to do with Army resources and benefits, I like to get out of the way first. That way we can go into our opinions. And yeah, dovetail. Thanks. Dovetail cost. Dovetail like a tilt rotor aircraft. But anywho, so let's dive right in it. Let's dive right in it right now. So far, in the last couple days, there's been an announcement from AER stating that there is going to be now active duty emergency travel airfare assistance. And of course, the references there, AR 930-4, and of course, the Army AER Section Reference Manual dated 1 January 2023, and the AER Policy Memorandum 27-3, emergency travel for active duty soldiers. Now, this is big. Now, this is a change of policy to providing financial assistance for airfare for active duty soldiers and eligible dependents going on emergency travel from a 50% loan, 50% grant to a 100% grant. Does that make sense? So now you'll be getting grants. So it applies to all Army AER sections and HQ AER assistance section. So basically the policy change details effective 1 January 20. So next month, in about 2 weeks. Active duty currently is what it says right now. I'm going to read you the current. And then, of course, I would also change it to let you know the changes. So currently, active duty, Frontier has a fly all you want for a year pass for $299. I don't know, Holly. Do you want to take a chance flying on Frontier? I heard you gotta train up to fly on Frontier, Spirit, and all those other airlines. Surprised their planes are flying. At any rate, so currently active duty service members request sponsor eligible family member initially starts a combination of a half loan, a full grant, in which, depending on the soldier's financial situation, could become a full grant. An emergency travel loan will not increase beyond 50%. The grant will not decrease below 50%, and assistance provided. So this policy remains in effect and must be applied to emergency travel airfare exceeding the authorized grant cap. So airfare is the most expensive, obviously, when going home on emergency travel, specifically overseas if you're stationed in Germany, or Italy, or in Korea as well. So the airfare, no, I'm not, but just national selection. Yeah, exactly. Emergency travel airfare will be provided as a full grant with the following dollar caps. CONUS airfare round trip domestic, $2,000. CONUS. Now this is the big one, because this usually is the big one that gets a lot of soldiers in trouble. Not in trouble, but $4,000 per cap request. So when considering financial assistance to active duty travel, emergency travel, the guidelines provided in the paragraph 4A per B above will be used as a determine the loan grant portions of requested assistance. The guidance is most advantageous to the soldier and family will take precedence over the other. So there are no signs that say you can't smoke on a Frontier flight. The owners feel like the plane is smoking. So that's a good one, Patrick. I like that. That's a good joke. There are no signs saying that you can't smoke on a Frontier flight. The owners feel that if the plane is smoking, so could its passengers. That's a good one, Patrick. The actual King Smith's OnlyFans is pretty solid, huh? Okay. And at any rate, so you guys make sure you stay up on this, because what we're seeing in the inbox is there is a lot of overseas. What do you mean? What do you mean, Michael? Overseas what? No, it applies right there. See, I highlighted as well. $2,000 cap per request. There you go. Doesn't have to be just. It's not just overseas. It's also domestic. So don't let your leaders. I'm gonna tell you what we got. So there was a case, and I don't know. I was talking to an Army senior leader about this, phone to phone. Good friend, still in, And I'm wondering where are we missing on the leader, like squad leader, platoon sergeant tasks that are missing. And when I say that is like, where is it? Yeah, seriously, I'm reading the memo to us. Yeah, I did. I just did. So yeah, because there are some people that don't have access to a camera, or they're driving. Michael, seriously. Let me tell you how social media works. That's how it works. So anyways, Michael, what I was saying is that you guys know you could take like rotators from overseas. You guys know that you could take specific hops out of instead of having somebody come out. Now, the biggest thing that we're seeing a big question is that you heard WTF National Radar has been shut down for 4 months. Nah. Is the paternity leave, unless it's on an emergency basis. And that's where a lot of the confusion is on what leaders can and can't do. It's just, again, just a little stuff here and there that we're noticing a trending in the inbox, and we're like, damn, dude. So, yeah. Sorry, Mike, I had to read it. That's just the way it is. In case you're driving, you don't want to pull up a freaking memo, right? Okay, let's talk about this stuff right here. I'm going to talk a little bit about politics. Is the government shutting down? I don't know. I know currently right now, as of, let's see, let's look at the news right now. Currently, this is as of an hour ago. Washington, at Reuters. Republican spending bill backed by President-elect Trump has failed in the U.S. House of Representatives on Thursday, leaving Congress with no clear plan. I'm not surprised. Congress with a clear plan? Yeah, go figure. To avert a fast approaching government shutdown that could disrupt Christmas travel. Okay, I don't think that was the key important. I was just thinking about, I don't know, pay, benefits, yada, yada, yada. So, by a vote of 174-235, the House rejected a spending package, which hastily assembled by Republican leaders after Trump and billionaire Elon Musk scuttled a prior bipartisan deal despite Trump's support. 38 Republicans voted against the package, with all but 3 Democrats. So is there a tie-in to AER and government shutdown? God, I hope not. I hope they pull their head out of their ass. I'm just saying it right now currently because we have troops deployed. We're going to talk about the troops deployed part in a minute. We have troops deployed. We have soldiers that are like specialists and Joes and they have families as well. Just kind of curious to see what's going on. Just want to kind of keep an eye out. Something that I've seen already, I'm not seeing at all, is any plans exactly to what, how do I say this? Yeah, Crenshaw saw no training and he said no deal. Like I've not seen. As a matter of fact, let's just do that right now. Let's talk about, because there's always a post by the Army or the DoD of government shutdown stuff. They always post a message. Hey, because of the government shutdown, make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. So let's see if there's anything about shutdown. I'm not seeing anything. At all. As a matter of fact, I'm not seeing anything. Let's go to the Army itself, because normally the Army and the DoD have an announcement. Hey, due to the possible government shutdown, make sure blah, 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 blah. And let's see. The last image, the last pic that they took was part of their Army year in photos or whatever. I guess they do little photos as well. Why aren't I talking about the 35th anniversary of Panama, you leg? I'm a leg? Michael, are you new to this? Why am I talking about this? Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody stop. Oh, hang on. Whoa. Hey. Stop. This is Michael's show now. Mike, you want us to talk about the 35th anniversary of Panama that happened in 1989, where several, the Brigade of the 82nd, some special operations guys, SEALs, Rangers, PSYOP, special forces jumped into Panama. Is that what you want to talk about? I am, dude. Here, do you need a class and instruction on how to set up your own podcast? That way and I'm on a leg. Pfft, how insulting. So dirty. So nasty. What was I at before I was legally interrupted? So this is the last image that we have about anything that has to do with possible government shutdown. So there you go. That's all I see. That's the last. It was 5 hours ago. The U.S. Army has not posted anything about any government shutdown guidance, what to do, whatever. So there you go. That was that's the last post that we've seen. 5 hours to discuss nothing about a possible government shutdown and what rules to have. Yeah, they used to be pretty. They were on top of it back in the day. Then nothing happened. So we didn't have a shutdown. Have anybody of you guys even lived in a fucking shutdown? At all? Can an Abrams transition to a Black Hawk? Is EO and Sharp getting rid of? Oh man. Ooh, good question. Ooh. Yeah, Greg. Exactly that, Greg. I'll be highlighting that in a minute. They're not going to get rid of EO. They get rid of EO and Sharp. That's the whole thing. I don't understand why. Everyone thinks that when the president-elect takes office and whoever is his fucking Secretary of Defense, I think 2020, 2010 Afghanistan, I think it shut down. Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. I'm trying to remember when it did or not. I think you're right, because I remember the civilians. The GS civilians had to come in, or the contractors didn't come in, or something. I can't remember. Yeah, you're right. I think about that time. I think it did about that time. But no, depending what happens with the president elect and who his cabinet is going to be, who will be decided as the Secretary of Defense. Right now, currently, we don't know. I don't know who's going to be. Nobody knows who it's going to be. But obviously, if Pete Hegseth gets confirmed, then he will be the. I don't recall seeing him getting rid of anything like Sharp or EO. As a matter of fact, the basis of AR 600-20 Sharp and Equal Opportunity has been pretty solid the whole fucking time. And it's not the bullshit. It's not a bullshit policy. It's the fact that we've had individuals that decided to enforce it or not enforce it to the way they wanted it to do it, or how they want it, to their own personal gratification. Too soon about General Hamilton? No, I don't know. Is it too soon? But no. So that nothing has been posted, or no plans, or at least that I've seen. Reading the tea leaves, talking how other leaders talk. I've not seen that. The opposition is worried that the nominated one will actually do their job. Yeah. Oh man, you guys are spicy in the comments. I love it. Hegseth needs to call Malcolm Nance out of retirement and prosecute for 2 decades of grifting off lies. Yeah, pretty much. It was like 2013. I was on leave in Baltimore. Patrick says that the 2013 was a shutdown and all the World War II vets. That's right. I remember that when they stormed the World War II memorial. Hey, you're talking about Panama there, Mike. I don't see the Army talking about Panama. Just saying, man. I don't see the Army talking about Panama at all. I see him talking about Battle of the Bulge. I don't see him talking about Panama. Yeah, that's an issue. DEI has to go, in my opinion. In the civilian side, I don't know how it works in the civilian side because I was in for quite a minute. But on the military side, it added to way too much, as opposed to if they had just followed the original policy to begin with. They wouldn't need extra programs like that, if that makes any sense. I know a lot of individuals really tie themselves to that and fucking use that for their own advocacy or their own whatever, but I just don't know what to. Like I said, I don't think EO and Sharp's going to go away. I don't think that shit's going to go away. That's just me, though. That's just me. Parker says, yeah, it was PCS, September 13th. My report date had yeah, exactly that. Yep. Yeah, 13. I remember the 13 one. The 2021 one, man. I'm sorry. I got my head banged up too much. That must have been all that jumping, because I'm not a leg, right, Mike? Army is scrambling for that SEDCOM. Yeah, exactly that. It's about, might as well just dovetail, like Kaz says, and talk about this briefing that the Pentagon had. What the hell? I mean, this is I'll post the briefing, and you're just gonna be like, what? I don't what? So let me pull this up. Everyone thought it was a dunk, on the
area. In light of
Okay, let me just how do I say this? Let me just paint the picture in case some of you are not reading. Mike, and because some people driving or something like that, they're listening to the podcast, or whatever, and they want to see it. I got to read it to them, so I got to frame the picture. But you can also hear it too if you go to you can check out. Sorry, I'm gonna stop breaking your balls, man. So, anyways, this was a Pentagon briefing, and I just want you guys to just take it in. It doesn't even go for a minute, so we could just check it out. So, everyone, grab your glass of eggnog and enjoy. Let's see what we got.
As you know, we have been briefing you regularly that there are approximately 900 U.S. troops deployed to Syria. In light of the situation in Syria and the significant interest, we recently learned that those numbers were higher. And so asked to look into it. I learned today that, in fact, there are approximately 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. As I understand it, as it was explained to me, the additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that deploy to meet shifting mission requirements, whereas the core 900 deployers are on longer-term deployments. And as you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time, but given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information. As you know, we have been, whereas the core 900 deployers rotation was, as I understand it, as it was explained to me, these additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that.
Okay. If they're in country, they're in country. This temporary rotational force, in other words, they're deployers. They're deployed. The numbers don't change. If there's boots on the ground in the specific AO, in a specific theater of combat operations, guess what? They are there. They're a part of the fucking number. This recently just found out. That's not how it works. If I gave a report like that as a first sergeant, I'd get my bag smoked. I'd get laughed at. First sergeant, where troops at? Well, I mean, I originally had, so many assigned. I'm just going to shoot. I don't normally had like 250 assigned, but on the ground here, I probably got like another 800. Dude, what? That is the most. Why do we do USR then? Why are the numbers not reported? It's always the spokesperson, anyways, that ends up getting the face shot for it. No pun intended, I guess you'd say. That gets the face shot for reporting some numbers like that any other leader, captain, company commander, brigade commander, battalion commander, senior leader, first sergeant, or sergeant major, command sergeant major get told, hey, these are, I don't got any of these soldiers here. Those are just rotational forces. Are they there or not? So it jumped from 900 to 2,000? Hang on, let me just play that again.
In light of the situation in Syria and the significant interest, we recently learned that those numbers were higher. And so asked to look into it. I learned today that, in fact, there are approximately 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. As I understand it, as it was explained to me, these additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that deploy to meet shifting mission requirements, whereas the core 900 deployers are on longer-term deployments. And as you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time, but given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information. As you know, we have been briefing you regularly.
Yeah, everyone's like, what? What? Did you just really say? Yeah. So, Alexa says, this guy is indeed a leg. Yep, the Air Force guy's a leg. That's right. Y'all, hey, what? Why y'all dragging on my freaking spicy freaking eggnog? You heathens? Anti-noggers? What's up with you? So, hang on. Let me go. Let me read you. Let me read you the comments. It's a oof. What I missed? UFO drones. Dan, something about the DoD giving out bad numbers of troops in Syria. Cause Mike can't walk and chew gum at the same time. We love him anyways. Loda, what's up, Loda? How you doing? You guys, Loda, the video of her child on U.S. Army WTF Moments, company commander, just being a Santa Claus and just throwing out that joy. Awesome. PIQ out of X, got some X chatter going on in there. Oi, man, I can't believe he winning with this response to task and purpose. The Obi-Wan comment to having to brief that today. Braden, Stitch coming. Greg, sip that elf jizz, you dirty jumpmaster. Mike says, wow, he had no idea the number and couldn't get it. Exactly that. Whispers, advisors. Yeah. Alexis, the guys that need a leg. Dan says, what a drive-by deployment. Braden says, I love his briefings, but wonder what he said when he found out. Wait, you want me to say what? The level of deniability and per stat check. Oh, yeah, you ain't lying. Guess what? The Army's going to knee-jerk this and create more cover sheets for you guys to knock out now. Does the SOFA agreement differentiate? Generals are so smart. A 2-star punching bag. Ouch, that stinks. 1,100 hopped off the purple rotated to re-enlist. Yeah, exactly. The rotator, yeah. They're in spirit. Well, TDY, come on, man. It's cold out. It's cold here. So they need some place warm to visit. A USR is it just a Saw level torture for XOs? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you ain't lying, man. Oh. How you know it's BS? It's always an even number. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one, too. Yeah, you're right. Recently learned, holy fuck, we have a lot of troops there. How do you pronounce that? No nog. I love eggnog. Ice got them spicy ice cubes. Stitch coming. Just don't do it in uniform. He's calling you Alexa. Lord have mercy. There is no such thing as a soldier in status. Rotation of numbers of what? Did you just read the top of the personnel that are staying there for a while as opposed to the personnel that are there? What is this, some sort of portal anomaly? We're going to have some sort of... Here's another thing, too. What happens if soldiers are engaged there and they get killed? Are you going to count that number to that, too? Are you not going to count that number to that as well? Now, somebody told me that more than likely what happened is more likely that a reporter called it up and decided to verify, and then they verified, and it was like, oh, we got what? 2,000? Gonna need these 1,100 to do trips from their tip. Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying that whole rotation over there is all, I would say, any news that's coming out of there about our forces there is so fucked up. From the vice president saying that we don't have any active duty combat soldiers there, which the guy was like, what are you talking about? That was posted on Not in Regs on Instagram, to also this, to soldiers being killed, to soldiers being wounded. Were they not part of the troop count? And it's always going to go back to some sort of bullshit back and forth numbers game when it comes to the semantics of, well, were you deployed to Syria? Were you part of the 500 that was there? Or were you part of the TDYers, the rotational? Fuck, dude. Everybody in OEF and OIF towards the end became rotational. TDY. Yeah, exactly that. Every S1's going, fuck my life. Yep, exactly, Daver. So that suddenly give S1 deniability. Oh, man. On the wrong person, because now it's wrong because the general failed to properly communicate. It's public affairs guy. I'm just saying, public affairs, PAOs. I don't want to sound like my favorite sergeant major from One Punch Dad. PAOs, what are you doing? Standards of discipline. Who the freak these numbers? What? Yeah, almost every Iraqi believed Baghdad Bob. Yeah, exactly that. Dan says you probably will know what happens since the rotation is just temporary. It won't count towards enlisted promotion and awards. Ooh, yeah, that's a spicy topic as well about the awards. We have some spice coming up on U.S. Army WTF Moments as well. Bought some spicy conversations about awards. Can't wait to see that and post it up. See everybody get rabbled. Mike says drones are people too. That's right. So again, I'm How could you don't danger pay. Yeah, oh, that's another one too. That's another one as well. The danger pay stuff. So you can't I don't know. Somebody needed to. I posted on the socials myself about it. The Army said the Pentagon recently learned. Could you imagine? Recently learned. I recently learned that I still owe child support. I recently learned that I need to pay my tickets. I recently learned. Just play that video. I recently learned. Have every commander now for every Green Book AAR at JRTC or NTC, and just say that when their units are getting destroyed. Hey, I recently learned. Oh my God. Yeah, I posted something on social media as well. Recently learned. Hang on. This is what I posted on my socials right here. There we go. The Pentagon, quote, recently learned. The Army knee jerking. Matter of fact, I think I'll tell the team to post that on US Army WTF Moments main page as well. The Army knee jerking. Oh, we're going to need some more leaf form cover sheets. Oh, man. Let's see what other recently learned you can talk about this right here. Oh, man. I love the tax-free Dara. Yeah, exactly that. Rub salsa on my eyes and wake up, and it gets the eye boogers out. Okay. You've been fired before you were finished walking back to your office. Dan says, recently learned, meant some first lieutenant down in the sub-basement floor of Pentagon has known about this for 2 months. Just start your statement with, I recently learned that I was raised in a middle class family there, cause I recently learned. Looks in the mirror prior to the Pentagon brief. I recently learned that there are indeed 2,000 soldiers, man. Come on, you could do this. Mike says, I was permanent party for a career for a year, got paid more than that for the rotational. I recently learned Malcolm Nance has had a bad day. God, man, if it was a Monday. Ooh, can we talk about that shit? We're talking about the importance of a stolen valor and stuff like that. I know stolen valor. What the fuck are parents? Yeah, I recently learned. What the fuck are parents? So yeah, there's a lot of spies posting up, but again, I cannot. How could you sit there and say that as the spokesperson for the Pentagon? But here's another thing too: if somebody from a junior ranking or lower ranking like that, would they get relief for busting out? I know. I've heard. You've heard horror stories of individuals that have given bad numbers in formation. How does telling your rater and senior rater to initiate quality accounts and you assess someone for their evals? Oh, man, I got Dusty in here for some reason. Not their leaders. Now that HCS has taken over Syria, do U.S. troops get to try out the all-new Syrian kebab? Recently learned that they have kebabs in Syria. Good Lord, man. Good Lord. All right, let's talk about this political activities guidance that's currently out right now. Okay, so the Army's posted up some do's and don'ts for political activities guidance that I think still holds true today. Because now, just like the last election, the past two elections, it seems like those of the party that have won that didn't like the party that lost. Does that make sense? Okay, look, the guys that won, the people who wanted Biden to be elected were shit-talking Trump like crazy, blah, 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 blah. And everyone just kind of took it. Well, now that Trump has won, now all the Biden guys are now like even shit-talking, and then the Trump supporters are now doing some shit that they shouldn't be doing at all. So just because your candidate won the election doesn't remove you from the political activities guidance or policies that the Army has out in uniform. I'm speaking specifically Army. I was there inverted with a sling load, and I thought I had 1,000, but really had 2,000. I was like, what? I recently learned that you can sling load upside down. But anyways, so I'm just going to say we have gotten a lot of stuff in the inbox, and, you know, we just, how do I say that? Well, some of it, we just don't want to deal with your shit. It just goes to the command, hey, so-and-so, and it's happened on both sides, both Trump supporters and Biden supporters. Shit talking, whatever. Hey, knock off your shit. Oh, what's up, Josiah? Back home from Japan since yesterday. Well, welcome home. Wait a minute. I just recently learned, were you part of the numbers in Japan or not numbers in Japan? Yeah, just say no to politics, man. Just don't fucking do it. Don't think that you could go out in uniform and advocate or protest against and think that's going to go well for you. It ain't going to fucking work. All the videos and all the images and all the pictures of troops that have been going on, yeah. We just give it to the chain of command now. It's the reason why it's because right now there's an issue with social media and soldiers doing lives. I keep going back to the TikTok thing. This is just a little, how do I say this? What do they call that? This, I don't want to sound like a sadist, but I really want TikTok to fucking like take a hiatus for a little bit. Like I want it to go away for a second because we have been inundated with soldiers doing TikTok lives while they have been at work and throughout all ranks. This is not an officer thing. This is not an enlisted thing. This has nothing to do with it's all male, female, officer, enlisted, warrant officer. Y'all just got some sacks out there doing what you're fucking doing. The reason why it's kind of surprising to us because we have more drama from the posts that we post from leaders going after their soldiers, and said leaders are posting on TikTok as well. Like, what the fuck, dude? Just stop. That's why I think the social media policy is in shambles. That's why I look at a lot of the fucking sergeants and stuff like that that complain about certain shit that we have in the inbox, and then we end up seeing those said same leaders that are like sending us fucking images of soldiers not wearing their fucking uniform properly, but then they're the same NCOs that are on fucking TikTok or on social media going, Stitch coming. I really just want it to fucking go away. There was one video that we were going to post, but we decided not to post it because the dude was fucking giving up the deets of where he was at forward. A good OSINT person, somebody who knows how to use knows how to track somebody just by where they're at in their locales. We all of us were able to identify, oh, that person was there. That person was there. That person was there. Oh yeah, we know where that person's at. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of dropping dimes on where that individual in the unit is at, I myself, I just let the command know. Say, hey, you got this fucking soldier here, fucking TikToking it up. And that's the new trend now. We have soldiers that are forward doing their lives, even here back in CONUS, that are sitting there just talking, blah, 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 doing their lives and stuff. And then, of course, it's just inundating everything. Recruiting would become non-existent without social media, especially TikTok. You know, Holly, you bring up a good point, but if it's done fucking right, if the recruiting part, and that's another thing too, we can't even get our leadership to enforce a lot of this stuff. That's why I always laugh. Hey, my NCO's getting pissed off because we posted something on U.S. Army WTF Moments, and they want to come find out who fucking posted that, yada, 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 yada. All right. So then what happens then? What do? Who's your leader? Let me see their Facebook page. Let me see their IG. Let me see this. We see said same leader posting all their shit about how much Biden sucks or how much Trump sucks. Nobody's fucking doing anything about it. That's where we're all scratching our heads. Why is there no hammer coming down on them, but immediately they want to post some shit and throw some sort of fucking article out at a soldier because they were able to triangulate who sent that in. Oh, by the way, most of the admins are in, but most of them are also going to retire. But some of the admins that we have in there, we ain't saying shit. We ain't telling you who sent us that shit. We want to know why that was posted. Your reaction was to come into the inbox and find out you want to knock out a 15-6 due to the fucking fact that you got dimed out. That seems to be going a lot. Now it's more of a, we can't talk about how bad the Army looks. We want to come after the messenger instead. You're not fucking enforcing any social media policy. You're not fucking enforcing a goddamn any OPSEC or PERSEC fucking policy. As much as, that's why I'm thinking, why even have the policy? Why have it? Why have it? Why have political activities guidance when you're not going to nail somebody to the fucking cross for posting shit about Biden or posting shit about Trump in uniform? Why have a social media policy when you yourself are going after your soldiers for what we post on U.S. Army WTF Moments and their comments? There are some fucking watchers out there and don't do shit. Why is it that you don't fucking go frag somebody that you know is fucking up within your formations and we highlight it or we lead to it or give you the scoop and then you don't fucking do anything about it and then get mad at U.S. Army WTF Moments for fucking posting it? Encouraged. Service members are encouraged. It's not, just don't make sure that you don't fucking, let's not make sure you fucking, how dare you post that? How dare you post fraternization or what leads up to what looks like fraternization? How dare you post something that looks like somebody is busted for sexual assault? How dare you post somebody get busted for a court martial that happened? Why did you post that? Why did the motherfuckers do it? I guess it just blows me the fuck away. Why do you think we stopped posting uniform infractions? Well, there's two reasons why we stopped posting uniform infractions. One is because leaders don't do fucking shit. Leaders don't do shit. Yep, thank you, got it. And everyone goes nuts, and this is part of the part one. And everybody goes nuts because it was posted. I'm sorry, I didn't realize an on-the-spot correction. I mean, I'm just saying, Sorts. Why didn't you correct? I made a correction. Oh, okay, so what happened? Nothing. What happened? Did you go to the soldiers' chain of command? They said nothing. It was no big deal. Second, the reason why we stopped posting them is now American Outfitters. If you go to a lot of fashion stores now, and we're posting this a lot, because now the inbox is haywire about this. You could go buy an old PT uniform in a fashion store. You could buy ACUs, OCP pattern, and the UCP pattern. So all I'm going to say is that we suck at enforcing all of this. The TikTok shit, again, that's why I hope it fucking gets banned. There's a lot of fucking individuals that need to realize that they need to get their asses knocked down a notch, and doing some shit in fucking uniform is what you're supposed to be fucking mentoring your soldiers. I thought it was because an admin showed up in the inbox out of proper uniform. No, we have had our admins say, "Oh fuck, I walked out with my hat. I couldn't find my PC," and I was like, "Great, this shit's gonna end up on the page because some soldiers fucking, blah 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 blah." So that has happened. So again, I get all this. Oh, I hate this page. This page is nothing but wrong. Okay, cool. All right. Next year we're just a lot of TMZ. Yeah, it doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, you could buy a Blackhawk for exactly. You could buy, dude. We just posted a fucking LMTV. I think I might get me an LMTV, man. Some fun rides. No low ballers. I know what I have. Yeah, I don't understand it. Somebody said that we Somebody said that we sold out. No, that's not true. That's not true. 2025 is going to be fun. 2025 is going to be fun. I'm just letting you guys know right now. A lot of the please take this down because it's going to. No. Anyone remember when the U.S. Cavalry Store was selling a first generation M1 tank? Ooh, shit, man! I heard about that, Dan. I never saw it though. I thought it was an urban legend. You know, like stuffing an LT in a wall locker and throwing it out the second floor. I thought that was an urban legend type thing. So anyways, 2025 is going to be our how do I say this? We're every year we go through and say, okay, last year, how did this year go? Friend or foe? Were these pages good? Did this? Did this units help us out? Blah, blah, blah. You need to take this down. That's going to get, that's going to be a no. So a lot of stuff, again, be careful. Can you please take this down? Because this is going to get me in trouble. Can you please set this up? We've even been, dude, there's been posts where we posted where guys have had, it was a screenshot, but immediately everyone's doing the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other and who posted it when it was somebody else. I appreciate it, Simon. Simon says, no, you guys try to give the units a chance to fix it first. Yeah. Well, that's going to change. We're going to add to that, Simon. We're going to add to that to where we're going to try to give the units the opportunity to fix whatever they got, but it's going to get, if whether it gets posted or not, and then we're going to amplify its process to give everybody in the audience a status of what's going on, because there's whispers out there of a lot of commands that are doing some of the craziest fucking shit that you wouldn't think about is happening. Yeah, the next 4 years because policy. Yeah, exactly that. Policy is going to be awesome. I saw a comment in there about the. Yeah, how dare you? Thank you. That's going to be the next segment, by the way, Dan. The next segment's going to be talking about how dare you post about Chow Halls closing down and affected junior enlisted. That's right. We're going to talk about that in a minute when we take a break, and then I think we'll we'll continue this. We'll continue this unhingedness because Spanky left me alone here. I got to throw her some snacks anyway. So anyhow, but anyways, we'll be right back. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
A soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep. A midnight rain, no time for sleep. It moves straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. there ain't no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeants rage, a fiery storm. Privates antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army WTF, the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army WTF, the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army WTF, the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army WTF every single day.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Yada, yada, yada. So Dan in the comments said, how dare you post about chow halls closing down and affecting junior enlisteds? The enlisteds are quite rowdy when they have to eat bad chow. I want to say there's a difference, and it's funny to see how we post it and how another person posts it and how another person posts it. And I'm just going to tell you right now, y'all are some fucking biased motherfuckers about us, and you need to knock it off. We are tied into probably a lot of other pages that are working that you seem to have a better relationship with, even though we're kind of like, we're friends with other pages, and you go off on them and like, oh yeah, well, it's better than WTF Moments. In 2025, in the year of our slamming and our shit talking, there is an individual that we're more likely going to highlight who's been calling moi. They've been calling me a freaking insider threat. Even though the guy's a Facebook Ranger. Who got butthurt way back in the day, right before AUSA, and has been now leading a campaign to say that I'm an insider threat, who is currently a sergeant major serving in Cyberco. So, I'm going to get you. I was surprised. It's like, wow, how is it that highlighting soldier issues and stuff has become an insider threat? Oh, it's because this individual likes to say the way his type of leadership is the way to, I don't know what is it with these old school guys, man. You guys are mentored in the 90s, mentored the 80s. I was mentored the same way, and I kind of enjoyed the way the Army changed. I did. I really enjoyed the fact that I didn't have to fucking polish boots anymore. Really enjoy the fact that I didn't have to, well, unless jump boots, unless you're wearing your Class A's, but you know, you polish those up and you set them in a case and all that stuff before you had your uniform inspection. Your black jump boots, your Cochran's. Those are the only ones you wore your dress uniform. But damn. A year ago, Rob Evans, guest on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, created this app, and this app is called Hots and Cots. I keep bragging about it every other show. Well, last night, he had, I'm just going to read a quote from him. Last night, I had the incredible honor of traveling to D.C. for an event hosted by For Better Homes for Heroes, and where I spoke alongside members of the Quality of Life panel. In my remarks, I shared how Hots and Cots is improving the barracks, living conditions, and quality of life for service members. I'm going to throw up the little speech that he throws up, because this right here is good stuff. We're happy with the progress that Rob has made with Hots and Cots. And when he and I talked about a year ago, we talked about a collaborative effort between U.S. Army WTF Moments and Hots and Cots, and to help the app along. Which, if you guys don't already know, newcomers here, it's kind of like Yelp for Army facilities, DFACs, CIFs, and stuff like that. And what, soldiers don't have 2 points to lose, one for information? Yeah, yeah. No, hey, look, Dan. hey, those old school, hey, some of that old school stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's old school boot shining parties back in the day. Come on, man. I mean, of course, those are great memories that we could share talking about it. But I mean, come on, man. As soon as they came out with these boots that you didn't have, I didn't got to polish. Hell yeah. That took, that took about an hour and a half it freed up my evening, usually on a weekend. Yeah, exactly that, Simon. So, I wouldn't stress it. He probably doesn't have a firm soldier count anyways. So let's go back to Hots and Cots. So Rob and I talked about it way back in the day when he was coming up. We'd established a relationship, did an agreement, and then all the swag and merch that he has that's got U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio on it, all proceeds go to that app. We don't. U.S. Army WTF Moments doesn't take a dime of that. As a matter of fact, all those proceeds go to providing financial assistance for the infrastructure that he has to do to manage that app, and it's growing. He's got some good growing pains. That made me a much better tanker. Yeah. More time to just drink beer. Yeah. That's a good point. You hit it right there. I was talking to it. Look, man, I get phone calls, rants, and hey, can I talk to you for a second? Can I bend your ear? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And one of the things that we did talk about is that the boot styling stuff, it actually, if you focused on, I don't know, you better worry about your job, Essa. If you worried more about your job, if you worried about your soldiers wondering why they're shit posting on social media and complaining about your organization that you are part of, Just saying. So let's go back to Hots and Cots. So I'm gonna grab Rob does a quick little vid right here, and I'm gonna post this up for him right here to brag on my man. Doing good shit, man. I like this stuff. This is what it's all about. All right, let's see if I can get the volume up on this stuff because there we go. Let's go. Let's listen in.
As leaders and policymakers, you have the power to ensure that these measures don't exist on paper, but translate into real live improvements for those in uniform. When a soldier can move into a barracks without fear of mold, poor security, unsanitary drinking water, or lack of air conditioning. They're not just getting a better living environment, they're being told they matter and their service and sacrifice are valued. And Hots and Cots has shown me the immense potential of grassroots efforts paired with leadership commitment. The app is proof that small actions like leaving a review can lead to significant change when they reach the right ears. So in closing, I ask you to contribute as leaders and...
Okay, so all I'm going to say is I'm proud of Rob for what he's done, man, for Hots and Cots, and I appreciate everyone's support in using Hots and Cots, especially when it comes to the... especially when it comes to support. Anytime we engage in the inbox, someone says, hey, I got bad mold, blah, 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 blah. This is what's going on. I can't believe, I put me in this barracks, blah, blah, blah. The first thing we do is that now we have a mechanism to track all this at a level of better quality than just a Facebook post, because then it could get lost and yada, yada. So now, and we went over this last show about what Hots and Cots has, how much you can support, even goes by installation and how many, I guess you would say, incident reports or whatever. Shout out, man. Just shout out to Rob and Hots and Cots for what it's done. I think it's it's going to be shared on U.S. Army WTF Moments as well. But I just want to say it's one of those things to where, look, this is some of the behind, and this is another thing too. This is some of the behind the scenes that some of your elected officials, both elected Republican and Democrat, by the way, that work with organizations like Rob, or work with people like Rob and WTF. This is Rob's. I salute Rob. Can't talk him up, man. I feel like a proud papa, Ugh. So, what was the other thing that I was going to say? Oh yeah, here's his wrap up. So here's what he had for his statistics. I want you guys to check this out. So I think he posted it already on his socials, but this is his Hots and Cots wrap up. 24-24, 2024. Look at that. This, I'll be honest with you, this is exceeding the standard on good reporting without having to go to a Facebook page like WTF Moments, research it, look it up, have somebody go in there and say, hey, can you find the person that posted the thing about this, and this? Now with Hots and Cots, you got it. Again, to go back, and even Space Force, oh yeah, that's right. There's a rating of all the facilities as well, all services. Hots and Cots is joint. So if you guys know, if it's Hots, it's Chow. If it's Cots, it's like facilities and all that. So I can't believe the Air Force got that rating. Now, is it Air Force? Or is it Air Force like looking like, look at that, Space Force, Marine. Look at the Marines. 2.3. Good Lord. But again, shout out to Rob. Shout out to it's just tremendous amount of work that he's been doing. So I think it's awesome that he gets all the accolades and all that. So make sure you go, if you go to US Army WTF Moments and you look at the front of the page, you'll see the Hots and Cots app right there, prominent, ready for you to download. If you think about it, those programs do more than, yeah, exactly. So again, look at this, like right here. Fort Campbell's got some good chow. Look at this. I mean, throw some of the stuff right here. The NCO Academy DFAC. So go raid that DFAC, guys. Go to that DFAC. The NCO Academy. If you're an insider there because people are actually hearing all the things they're trying to be ignored. Yeah, man. They're worse. Some of them are worse than Southern Baptist preachers in the congregation. We just don't talk about that. Oh, we know he's been doing this. We know he's bad. We know he's a criminal. We know he's been doing things with he shouldn't be doing, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that at all. It's been permeating throughout the entire force. Trust me, it's permeated through the entire force now. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to bring it up. Nobody likes to brief bad news. They're made, they're self-funded, yeah. But anywho, what was the other thing I was going to talk about right quick? Where was the article we're going to talk about? There was an article that I had up. People were like, oh yeah, here we go. So these are for individuals that are out at TRICARE West. TRICARE West is now, I guess there's been some TRICARE remapping, and now individuals that were normally on one region are now in the TRICARE West region, and this is affected mostly out west, or out in Colorado. And the DHA. Now, we got a lot of shit for posting a memorandum from Senator Hawley out of Missouri for a question that he asked the Secretary of Defense of why the hospital in Fort Leonard Wood was going to be downgraded from a hospital down to a clinic. Now, again, anything that has to do with soldier issues, we're going to highlight, just like the work that Rob has been doing with Hots and Cots. You'll be surprised how many people on both sides of the aisle. So it doesn't matter if we're getting that type of visibility, it's going to get posted, it's going to get shared. So again, the DHA restructuring TRICARE, which took effect, I guess, last year of 2023 in October. And one of them was their reimbursement amount for the Colorado Children's Hospital in Colorado, which falls under this TRICARE West region now. So this right here was kind of like blindsided everybody. Everyone was getting text messages from TRICARE saying that their changes of their care reimbursement amounts, that are servicing. I didn't realize that Colorado had one of the most largest special needs programs, pretty good ones from what I'm reading for children with autism and special needs and all that. It would be now, and this is from the article that we posted, and the article is that military families across the West rely on Children's Hospital Colorado, especially those with very ill or medically fragile children. Service members' children deserve the best medical care available, and the possibility that the Children's Hospital Colorado would be out of network for TRICARE users on January 1st is unacceptable. And that's what one of the quotes is from the article. We call on TRICARE and CHCO to come to the table, ensure fair reimbursement rates, and fulfill their duty to military families to provide access to health care that they need. And this is from Colorado Senators Mike Bennett and John Hickenlooper. The call from the state leaders comes after the DHA, again, once again, Defense Health Agency. They just seem like to be doing shit on their own and not. I mean, they say I guess they told somebody. We recently discovered, is that what it is? Yeah, exactly. We recently discovered that the hospital, Fort Leavenworth, was going to get converted into a clinic. Missouri sucks for healthcare unless you live in a major city. Yeah. The call from state leaders comes from after DHA restructured TRICARE reimbursement amounts last October, according to Children's Hospital Colorado website. They filed a legal challenge to those changes, but that failed in April of this year. And the article is on U.S. Army WTF Moments' timeline. So if you want to check it out, the inbox was just inundated with this stuff. I'm like, what? I didn't realize it was going to be such a quick change or what the effect was. And we also had some advocates that reached out to us. Let me pull this up right here. And then pull up the newscast. So, such a settlement, and I need cash now. Oh, JG. Sorry, it's a commercial. Come on. You gotta sing along, man. Come on. That's an ad. So let me zoom up the ad zoom up the image right quick. That way we all can see it. So I want you guys to see this stuff right here, because somebody asked me if I would talk about it, and I said, yeah, we can talk about it. So I pull this up right here. And let me widen this so you guys can see it. I'm trying to get the media to work here, the multimedia stuff here, because we don't have a Jamie in our show. It's just us. So let's check it out.
Impact that Children's Hospital Colorado is facing. Let's start from October of 2023. The Department of Defense restructured TRICARE reimbursement amounts. Now that cut caused an anticipated $17 million loss for Children's Hospital. And this April, Children's Hospital Colorado filed a lawsuit against Department of Defense, but that challenge failed. The hospital was concerned for how far some patients may have to go for care.
Our militarily connected children would have to travel to Denver for service.
He says there are 16,000 children using TRICARE in Colorado. And in October this year, lawmakers, including Colorado Senators Michael Bennett and John Hickenlooper, sent a letter to the DoD. In the letter, they urged them to meet with the hospital and discuss ways to protect access to care. Now in December, Bennett and Hickenlooper issued a joint statement calling on Children's Hospital Colorado and TRICARE to basically work out a deal to continue to provide services for military families. Now the statement says, quote, service members' children deserve the best medical care available, and the possibility that Children's Hospital Colorado will be out of network for TRICARE users on January 1st is unacceptable. On Wednesday, Senator Michael Bennett said the DoD must brief Congress on how these decreasing reimbursements have affected children's hospitals. And the DoD must provide alternative payment plans to those hospitals. We reached out to the office of Senator Bennett and Hickenlooper for comments. We have not heard back by the newscast. Peter Choi, News 5.
All right, so shout out to the news agencies for posting that, and we're actually going to tag them in this stream so that way they could see it. They know that they that we don't get zucked, because I know Zuck is real sensitive to that. Incredible, and I didn't think that the I didn't think that was going to be a big. I mean, it is a big deal. Again, to go back with what happened with the closing or the reduction of service for the Fort Leonard Wood hospital and turning it into a clinic. I'm just tripping out. What's going on here? This is, we could all talk about, it's Trump's fault but hey, look, man, I don't give a fuck. It just needs to get fixed. Whose fault it is, whether it's Biden's fault or Trump's fault or whatever, which by the way, Trump isn't in office. So there you go. I think that was my last, is that my last political comment for the group? I don't want Spanky to come across and say, all right, it's enough. You need freaking, at any rate, let me see. I think, let me pull up the, do I got the photos there? What about the credentialing stuff? Oh my God. Yeah, that's a mess right now. Currently the credentialing stuff, there's been having issues with individuals being able to contact the office. And so that's what I'm seeing in the inbox right now trending. So we'll have to see what the hell's up with that. I had a grandma seizure. They took me to the wrong hospital in Missouri. They tried to charge me for it. Told them to go fuck themselves. Then take me another 200 miles to the other direction. Jesus, man. And they said it on my to the one that said it on my bracelet on my wallet. Huh? What you mean there, Baconator? What are you talking about? So, did we talk about this? Did we bring this up again? About Senator Hawley, Josh Hawley and his stuff right there, but he was talking about taxpayers too should be outraged by DHE's. I think I did talk about this. DHA's decision-making for Leonard Wood's newly built hospital. Newly built! It's scheduled to open in 2025, and now all of a sudden they want to turn it into a clinic. So, let's see. I think that was all the drama that I was going to discuss. I think that's it. Do you get that for me? Anybody got anything for me? Anything out for me? Let's see. Status of the report right now. Still not seeing anything about a shutdown happening or not happening. Looks like we're on the way to do it. Shutdown is approaching. Yeah. Man, it's gonna suck. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. I've yet to see any guidance come out. Normally you would see, again, Army or DOD messages. I just want to make sure. Let me see if I'm sure. Department of Defense website. Let me see if they got one last thing before we start dragging them again about. Because I recently learned. Defense. Let's see what they got. See what the DOD says about the shutdown. They'll take the furlough. Okay, so 4 hours ago, I didn't even see this when I was looking at it before. Huh, okay. So we have another shutdown coming again because of continuing resolution second. Yeah, pretty much, guys. Okay, now it was funny because I was looking at some announcement or something like that, but this seemed to be been obscured a little bit by the by the comments about the recently discovered. I recently learned, and I looked at the DoD website. They announced. They announced 2,000 troops. They announced. I don't think they announced. I think they got caught. So that base will not have a hospital at all. Michael, that's what it's looking like if it happens. So right now, DOD announces 2,000 troops in Syria. They recently learned, you mean? So, yeah. Department is prepared for government shutdown. The lapse of funding for a shutdown of the government. This is probably the same brief that I was more pissed off about the fucking 2000 whatever. So military personnel active duty, including reserve personnel, federal active duty, will continue to report for duty and carry out assignments worldwide to defend our nation and protect our national security interests. Let's see. I'm trying to look at the he did point out to the caveat that the civil service members will not be paid. Not be paid. That's what he said. So there it is. Has made it clear that active component personnel and reserve component personnel currently on active duty will continue to report for duty in the event of a shutdown. He did point out the caveat behooving that those service members will not be paid until new funds are appropriated by Congress. So leaders, make sure you're all up on fucking AER. Make sure you're all up on the Marine. Those the Marines have the same thing too. Those type of relief agencies. Additionally, and of course, that's if it happens. Additionally, Ryder continues that the federal government of civilian personnel, including military technicians, who are not necessarily carry out or support accepted activities, will be furloughed with the lapse of appropriations. It just seems like, why was it going down? Oh, because they were trying to get a pay raise for Congress. That's what was happening. So DOD urges Congress to reach a bipartisan agreement, 2025 appropriations, yada, 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 to avoid a continued or worse, a government shutdown, Ryder said. Prior to this publication, House Republicans that agreed a new government funding bill would include the debt limit increase. So it's supposed to have something now? I don't think it's happening. So we'll pay attention to that. And then, of course, make an announcement. We'll post it on U.S. Army WTF Moments if and what it happens or how it has. Okay, it's too much spicy egg now. Never mind. As it happens, we will post it. There you go. How has it happened? How has it happened? How has it happened? Oh, man. I remember basic training. We had to change boots every day. They would check on us every morning. That's right, Eddie. That's right. Yep. Those back in the days, man. No more days like that. Now you got boots made by Nike or whatever. So, let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I missed, man. There's some stuff in here that I just wanted to cover because I didn't mean to go. I was just going to do a little short show for fucking the last show of the year for Sergeant's Time. But yeah, Gary, incoming. Bohica. That's right. Bohica. It's cool to see that old term come back. Bohica. Bohica. You guys know what Bohica means? Bend over because here it comes again. That's the green weenie part. See, the first part was bend over, here it comes again. Because the green weenie's coming. We all voted for this, right? Left and right. Democrat and Republican. Y'all wanting your own pay raises and shit. So, I think that's it. I'm just going through all the stuff right here. I try to make it not as political as I can. So again, share, like, and follow. We're streaming live on how many streams are we on right now? We're on 2 Facebook pages, 2 YouTube pages, Twitter. Yeah. So at the WTF Nation Radio on X app, U.S. Army WTF Moments on Facebook, and WTF Nation Radio on Facebook, and the same with YouTube at U.S. Army WTF Moments. Or you just look up WTF Moments and you look at WTF Nation Radio on YouTube. So, yeah, Doge makes me a little nervous too, Cos. I'm just trying to see what their plan is and who they're having on their staff. Because, and I hope they have individuals that are smart, that will understand the ramifications of what they're doing. I actually do want to see a lot of trimming of the fat, though. In the Army. Large bloated headquarters. Everyone's trying to do each other's jobs. Yeah. Enough money going to stupid rotations when we could just build an installation overseas. Yada, yada, yada. So, anywho, so y'all have a good night. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Again, just take a look at the timeline. You'll be seeing some spicy stuff getting posted over the holiday block leave, because for some reason we have leaders that just can't leave their soldiers alone. Well, thanks, Cos. I try to articulate as much as I can. I don't have a Spanish or a German podcast, so I could do this. So I try to articulate as best I can. But yeah, make sure you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and check in on each other. Don't freaking if you need something, always reach out to a buddy, call them, whatever. Don't call your soldiers, ask them what's going on. Hey, are you all doing okay? Don't knee jerk a bunch of shit. Don't start moving your fucking soldiers in barracks in rooms that they don't need to be in when you could just hang out with them. So just talk to the troops. Go visit them at the DFAC, to give you a little leader challenge there. Go see your troops hanging out, pull up staff duty. If you see them playing Xbox or something like that, don't break their balls about it. Join in and pick up them sticks. Go hang out, eat at a DFAC. Me and Spanky were talking about going to was it Blackjack DFAC on Fort Cav? I can't remember which one we were talking about. So, yeah. But anyhow, time you will never get back. Well, then thanks, Mike, thank you. You're welcome. We appreciate your enthusiasm for the content and the feedback that you provided to the show, as well as the input. So please make sure you tune in again January 6th when we have the Monday edition coming back. Don't worry, though. We're going to have some other shows coming back because we have the week is not even over yet. So, but anyhow, you have a good night and shots. See you.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Driving us insane. ATF 0 dark 30, no time to complain. Push ups in the mud, feel the muscles strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Running marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant's fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Zones and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. Memories in our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.